All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, maybe just by the hairs on the chinny chin chin of former Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelsey, the tush push is still going to be a legal play in the National Football League. This offseason, the Green Bay Packers had introduced a proposal to ban the tush push as they deemed it as an unsafe and non-football play. Now, the Packers have had some teams on board with them, and earlier this offseason at the NFL owners meetings, the Packers' proposal was tabled by the league, which is code for plain and simple. They didn't have enough votes to push it through at the time. No pun intended. However, earlier this week at a league meeting, where it was expected that the Packers and the NFL were going to have enough votes to push the tush push ban through, they didn't. And because of that, the tush push lives on. Now, for anything to get passed, of course, the NFL needs 24 of the 32 owners to vote on it, and they fell short at 22. We heard about the lobbying by Eagles team owner Jeffrey Lurie and as well Jason Kelsey in favor of keeping the tush push in the NFL. I've said this before, and I am going to say it again right now. Do not, and I repeat, do not go out there and be mad at the Philadelphia Eagles for using and perfecting this play if you are the rest of the National Football League. Just be mad that you're not good enough to stop it. The tush push is available for all the other 31 teams in the NFL, but it's the Eagles who have gone out there and have perfected the play. This is not about player safety. Okay. To me, I think that is a crock. And it's about the fact that the bulk of the rest of the league, they can't stop the play. Like I said before, the Eagles have gone out there and perfected it. And instead of getting mad at the Eagles, maybe you want to sit down and study the play a little bit more. Maybe you want to ask the Eagles, how are they more successful than anybody else in the National Football League when it comes to running this play? Like I said before, it's not about player safety, and the NFL will always hide behind the term player safety when they want to accomplish something, because at the NFL, at the end of the day, the National Football League really can give two drips of monkey piss about player safety or the players for that matter. But at the same time, with 22 votes, it means that the NFL is right there as far as getting closer to banning the tush push. Now, the question is going to be, will they get the necessary two more votes to be along with this? You look at the teams that were against the tush push, of course, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns, the Detroit Lions, Jacksonville Jaguars, Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, New Orleans Saints, New York Jets, and Tennessee Titans. Not to a shock to me, but none of the teams in the NFC East were on board with being on the Eagle side, at least as far as being in favor of the tush push. And you look at it, a lot of teams that were in favor of keeping the tush push were AFC teams. The only NFC teams on that list were the Lions and the New Orleans Saints. So you look at a lot of teams that the Eagles have had to dance with in recent years in the playoffs. The Packers, okay, the Rams, the Lions, pardon me, not the Lions, the 49ers rather. All of these teams have basically said, hey, you know what? Let's get the tush push out of the NFL. But of course, since the Packers were at the forefront and probably still are at the forefront of this movement, Will this cause a rivalry between the Packers? I absolutely and the Eagles. I absolutely think so. I mean, you look at this upcoming season. The Packers and Eagles do meet in week number 10 on Monday Night Football. Of course, it's going to be at Lambeau Field, but I guarantee you, the next time around that Green Bay has to make that trek to the city of brotherly love, they will not be getting brotherly love in Philly for the brotherly shove. Nonetheless, of course, the Packers and Eagles did meet this past January in the playoffs. They began last season together in Brazil, but I guarantee you, there's probably definitely got to be some ill feelings, you would think, between the Eagles and Packers right now. So, with all of that said, will Eagles team owner Jeffrey Lurie and his franchise keep the receipts of all of those teams that want to go out there and ban this play? I absolutely think so because I feel like the Eagles, and of course, I'm saying this from an outsider's perspective, but I do believe that the Eagles are probably one of the tightest knit teams in the National Football League. They play and act like a band of brothers, and I think when it's all said and done, I think they're going to use this, and I think their head coach Nick Sirianni is going to use this as far as basically going out there and saying, "Hey, it is an us against the world philosophy." And I think Philadelphia, you know, as a pro athlete, as a pro team, you're always looking for something to give you that additional edge, that additional fuel to your fire. And I think now, seeing all of these teams that want to ban the tush push, I think it brings the Eagles collectively together even more for next season. Tush push play aside, okay, you look at the success that the Philadelphia Eagles have enjoyed since 2017. Only one losing season, 7 trips to the playoffs, 3 trips to the Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowl championships. So clearly, this organization knows what they're doing. Clearly, this organization is at the forefront of things in the National Football League. And like I said before, and I'm going to say it again right now, okay, don't get mad at the Eagles. Just wish that you were better equipped to go out there and stop the play, and also wish that maybe you knew how to run the play on offense as consistently and successfully as they have. So, at least for here for 2025, the tush push will remain in place. I think at some point we're probably going to see it banned because it's getting more steam to outlaw this play, if you will, from the National Football League. I think it would suck, in my opinion. Uh, that's just my take on it. Okay, but nonetheless, like I said before, and I'm not trying to sound like a broken record here. Listen, if it ain't broke, it don't fix it. And if you can't stop it, try to go out there and find a way to stop it. It's one of those. I think if you're the Eagles, you've done this so well and you've dominated at it so well that they say, you know what, let's just get it out of the league. And that just shows you right there how successful that the Philadelphia Eagles have been with this. Like I said, don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. And for the rest of the league who can't stop the tush push, you better go out there and try to figure out a way to do it. I think it's Bush League. On the part of the Packers and the other teams that are on board with this. That's just my opinion. But nonetheless, at least here for 2025, the tush push will live on. So let's see what the rest of the NFL and how they're going to react to this and how they will figure out a way to stop this in 2025. I really don't think so. Again, it's just from my standpoint. I think the Eagles have just perfected it so well. They've changed the game with it a little bit, and they're a great running team. They have a good offensive line, you name it. So like I said, the tush push at least for 2025 will live on. But folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank each and every one of you for checking out the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. And as always, if you like what you heard and saw on this podcast, please feel free to hit that like button as well as subscribing to this channel. I guarantee you it's greatly appreciated. Also, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365 that you can check it out. drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. And just like it is on the X, you can check me out on Instagram at 300 pounds of sports knowledge. You give me that follow, I will give you that follow right back. Also, you can just keep checking me out right now on this channel as we're in the midst of the NBA playoffs. A lot to talk about as we are in the conference finals round. But until next time, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, and I'm saying thanks once again for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. Be well, everybody.